gracious host for the hot seat, Rick Cardone.
Hi, thank you for joining us in the hot seat. I'm your host, Greg Cardone. And if it was Mr. Rogers, he would say, it's a wonderful day for an interview. So today we have a wonderful and very talented actress, friend of mine. I've worked with her on numerous occasions, always great. Katie Payne, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great, thank you. You look great, I'll tell you.
Thanks. You know how to butter a girl up.
Yeah, I know. They tell me I know how to say those things. Well, we would like to know, and if you can tell our viewers, what role did you play in Grinders?
In Grinders, I play Thelma Lou. She is the girlfriend to Andrew Heller's character, Jeb, who is one of the driving forces of the film.
What was your motivation in doing this film? You do many films and you can pick and choose. So what did you see that made you want to be a part of this?
So I saw the 20-minute proof of concept and I loved it. I loved the humor. I loved that it was so different from this genre. It's still part of this psychological thriller horror genre type thing, but it had its own little niche, and I loved that about the film. And I really liked the people who were on board to work with this film and wanted to work with them.
It was a great crew.
Yeah.
And you did have your significant other working on with you.
Yeah, he's always wanted to try being a production assistant, and Andrew was gracious enough to say, come on board and we'll teach you how to do it. And he had a really good time getting to learn the back end of the filming and stuff, and I enjoyed getting to have him there on set as well and have him be a part of this wonderful project.
Adam did a great job. He hustled. He really hustled. How long have you been in the business? How did you start?
So off and on, I've been doing film for 20 some odd years. Before that, it was theater. I actually have my degree in music theater. So I started with the stage stuff, but it takes so much rehearsal time. You're out of the house every night, and I got married and I had kids, and that just was not feasible. I found that film was something I could study on my own and then come and do for, a day or 9 days or whatever was required, but it didn't involve 6 days a week rehearsing every night of the week when you're needed at home. And I found I really enjoyed the fact that my material was being recorded forever, whereas in theater, it's a lovely experience in a theater, but it disappears and no one ever gets to see it again. And this is permanent, and you can share it with so many people. And I love that about film.
Right. Yeah, it lives on forever. Right now, digital, you won't have to worry about celluloid disappearing in there. Did you find it difficult working the long hours that we did?
No, I didn't. I loved the people I was working with. I loved the material we were working on. I also, when I'm filming, I enjoy watching. I watch what everyone else is doing and how it's working and what's going on, so I can always learn more, because I know I don't come from film to begin with, so I always want to learn more. I had a great time just being on set and learning and watching everyone work for those long days. That was fine with me.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed watching, because otherwise I never would have seen it until it premiered.
Exactly.
What was the most exciting moment for you while you were filming?
Probably the first night. I had been on set for a long time waiting, obviously, until it got dark. And then they had me running through the woods and falling in things and screaming, and it was dark, and everyone was tired, and it was like, we have to get this done. So there was all this pressure to get it done right the first time. And it was just a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff in a high energy space and do stuff I hadn't done before.
That's great. Well, actually, we have a video clip that we're going to share.
Oh, really?
And, we want you to kind of explain what went on during the filming or shooting of this video clip. Okay, so explain what went on in this scene. It was great.
So I come upon Jeb's barn, garage, space, and I'm looking for Jeb because I was supposed to meet up with him. And I find the jar you see full of eyeballs, and I start putting things together that something is very much not right. And I run out and I got sick. And filming it, I think I got sick about 8 times before we could finally get it right. And then that's when I start running through the woods and screaming and all that good fun stuff I was talking about earlier. It's a great scene. What's cool to me is that we did it like weeks apart. Like part of it was one night, part of it was another night, but you don't know that because it looks seamless.
And it's kind of coincidental that you had mentioned that scene, and this is the scene that we picked.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what happens, in here. So what are you hoping for the success for Grinders? Obviously, yes, we want it to be successful. So did you really think it would get to where we are now?
Yeah, I did. I read the script and I just kept going, oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. It was, and I signed the NDA and I couldn't tell anyone and it was killing me. I think this film, I want to see a sequel for sure. I think there's more to tell. I think it's such a unique piece and it could keep going. There could be more than one sequel, but I would love to see a second sequel. And I would love to see lots of people get the opportunity to see this film because I think it appeals to more than just horror fans or things like, because I'm not a big horror person and I loved this film. I loved watching it. I loved reading it. It's got a nice little niche in the market and I want people to get to experience that.
Well, they can go to the trailer and we'll be posting the links and your information if you want people to contact you.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love for people to see.
Yeah, we put everybody's contact information, on the back end of the segments in here. Who do you wish to thank? Is there anybody in particular that you want to thank for this? We can't say it's a cult classic. Maybe future cult classic. We're not quite sure.
Soon to be cult classic. Well, you first of all, because you're the person who mentioned my name, and I am forever grateful for that. And Andrew for taking a chance on me. Initially, he actually didn't like my first audition. And he gave me some notes and I did it again. And then I finally got like what he was going for. Cause I was still, kind of green to the Florida film scene when I auditioned for this. So I'm very thankful Andrew took the time and gave me the chance and helped me to get what he wanted out of the character and to include me and Adam in this film. We had a great ride doing this.
Andrew is very good at that. He's like, no, do it like this. He is a director and he's an actor and he's been in the business for a very long time. So he is very good at explaining, this is what I want from you. Not where, okay, read these lines. Oh, that's not what I want. Well, what do you want? Our or your perception of the character may not be the same until you tell me, what do you want? But do you find that in some of the scripts or films that you submit to, it's, what do you want? Don't be so generic.
Exactly. There's a lot of times where I'm like, well, it could be played this way. It could be played that way. I have no idea what you're looking for. All you said was read it. And then I never hear from you again. And if I totally miss the mark, I never have the opportunity to show what I could have done with what they wanted. But Andrew gave me that opportunity, which was rare and very nice to have.
And again, he was he did that with me. I read it one way and he goes, well, I want a little bit. And it worked, ask and you shall receive. Just, it's not going to, stick to the wall. All right. Kind of in closing here, what advice would you give to somebody maybe just getting into acting or filmmaking. Florida, very big independent film market.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's where Grinders came out of, and we want everybody to be successful,
Mm-hmm.
so if we can share that information, I know there's not a formula, but please share, your thoughts, what kind
Sure.
of
I've been asked this before because I've worked with a lot of child actors and their parents will ask me this. Watch everything. Watch everyone around you in your daily life. Observe people. What do they do? The little things, hand movements, gestures, eye movements, reactions to things, but also on set, watch what everyone is doing. Pay attention to the production assistant, the second assistant camera, and notice what their jobs are, how they behave, what they do, what they don't do. Because the more you know about film, the better off you'll be when you do get work. And the best way to learn that is by watching what everyone is doing and ask questions and learn, but also to be a better actor. The more you see in life, the more variety you see, the more you have to draw on when acting. You can be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing this happen here in this situation. And you can think about, well, what did you see exactly? And incorporate that into your character. So it's all about just watching everything around you all the time.
That's great advice.
You.
You can take all the classes that you want, people, but I've taken 3 years of classes. Well, have you submitted to any roles? Well, no. Well, why not? Well, I don't think I'm ready. You will never be ready. The only way for you to be ready is to go on set. It may not be perfect, but you'll walk off that set and go, wow, I learned so much and how I could act. Because classes are great, but when that camera is rolling, it's a totally different story.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
Well, that's great. It was a pleasure having you on, and I always love working with you. You're great,
Same. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. The sequel is in draft right now. We're waiting for the release. There's a lot going on in the film industry. So we've waited this long, another month, and hopefully some good things are going to happen and we can go, Grinders 2, maybe Grinders 3. You just never know with that.
Awesome.
So, well, again, thank you very much for being with us. Really loved it. Hope you stay busy.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Look forward to seeing you again. All right. So if anybody wants to be on the hot seat interview, it's not only for Grinders, crew and actors. We're opening it up to anybody out there. Help promote yourselves, your projects. We're about helping people move forward because that's what was done for us. So we'll see. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you on the next time of the Hot Seat.